Everybody, this is David Oleski broadcasting live from the home office in Westchester, Pennsylvania on this dreary rainy day. It's the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show 5 o'clock club. So today, I'm trying something different here. I actually don't have a guest. And instead, we're just going to have an open forum, just an open dialogue. Anybody that wants to talk about anything, I'm here to entertain and educate and illuminate you. So the really quickly here, the show is coming up on here we got it's September 20th, 21st, 22nd. Applications are closed. Everybody is gearing up and getting ready. And you can sketch. Thank you. I brighten the day. Well, it is a really dim and dismal day. It's just raining harder and harder, but it's kind of exciting because this means it'll be over. And that's kind of what I'm looking forward to this weekend, is it specifically not raining for a little while. So that's what's exciting for me. Just knowing that this coming weekend I will not be having rain. I'll be in a local show here at the Rehoboth Beach Fine Art Show. It's actually the Rehoboth Art League was formed by students of Mary Cassatt, and it's a charming little enclave in the middle of Henlopen Acres, a little residential area of Rehoboth Beach, and it's just kind of interesting, the history of it and what it's been and then what it currently is. It's a really nice show. It's all of my DC clients. That's where their summer homes are. So all of the suburbs of DC, I see some of the same people in Rehoboth and Lewis and Bethany, and it's just it's a really nice little weekend away. So this is just going to be an open forum. Anybody wants to chime in and ask any questions, or if you even want to join the broadcast. And I just want to put a word out there that if anybody ever wants to be included in these 5 o'clock club interviews, and if you're, of course, a exhibiting artist from the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show, please reach out to me on David Oleski, first name, last name, no space, at gmail.com or at rittenhousesquareart.com. I think I have a rittenhousesquareart.com email address. Or just, do the www. So on and get to the Rittenhouse Square Art and just reach out to the info at rittenhousesquarefineartshow.com, and love to have you join here. And then where is that? Students of Mary Cassatt, the American Impressionists. That's the Rehoboth Art League in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware. It's just a little it's a little encampment in the middle of the woods on a pretty good sized property that it was just formed by former students of hers, so it's got an interesting history to it. Carla Bank is excited to be part of the September show. Carla, you could always be part of the 5 o'clock club interview coming up. I think I have people slated for up to the first week of September. There's a second week in September that's open, and then the Thursday of the show I'll probably be broadcasting live from the setup day of the show. On Thursday we're all setting up, and you may have seen me walking around the park with a selfie stick and just kind of making it up as I go along, which is a talent that I didn't know I have, or I actually don't even know if I actually do have it, but I bluff it really well. So yes. Mary Cassatt. Yes, Carla, yes. Okay, so let me, I'll reach out to you. Let me make a note here. I don't have anything to write on. I'll reach out to you after the broadcast. It would be great to have you be part of it. I know you've been involved with the show for a long time, and we need more veterans of the show from way back. A lot of people are afraid of getting on this live format, and you can see there's not a whole lot to it. I mean, it's just a lot of tricky lighting and witty banter. But beyond that, it's a pretty easy thing to do. So anybody that wants to be part of this, I mean, we're always looking for new people, and it's just basically we're just talking about your experience with the show, and then talking about your artwork, and then just talking shop, which is that's what artists do. I mean, that's what we all do. We just want to just talk shop and just talk the nuts and bolts of what it is we do, which is kind of fun. I mean, it's what we wind up doing at the shows. We might as well be doing it here and broadcasting it live over the interwebs for that everybody can just play fly on the wall and see what it is that we're actually talking about. Excuse me while I wet my palate. Speaking of the palette, I'm in the middle of a commission right now that's a little bit challenging. This guy, I'm kind of like painted into a corner, so to speak, doing a painting I wouldn't normally be doing, which I hate to even say that out loud, but he wanted a painting of tulips, which I've done. And so I get started on this. I did a really nice painting of tulips, and I sent it to him, and he says, "Oh, that's nothing like what I wanted." It's like, well, you own my work already. You've seen my work. That's what a painting of tulips from my studio looks like. And he started sending me color cards and started showing me examples and started describing details of what he'd like to see. And I'm on the home stretch. I mean, this thing has to be done. I'm leaving tomorrow for the show this weekend, so it has to be done. And he just emailed back, says, always looking good, but, a little bit of guidance here and there. And it's just, it's challenging. Oh, and thank you. My Hello Kitty mug here. That's, I love my Hello Kitty mug. It's my softer and gentler side. So I think this commission is coming down the home stretch. I mean, we take commissions. Sometimes we have to. It's not always just where our heart leads us to go, that there's people that, specifically want something like what we've done, but in a particular size or color, which generally that's not that difficult to do something like that. Typically, I'm able to just jump in and just nail it out. And if they don't like it, I'll do another one or another. And usually it's something within, the constraints of what it is I normally do. Yes, Sandy, I'm interviewing myself today. So I'm actually really interesting. And I think you'll be really interested to meet me because I have a lot of really good things to say. But you could always join the broadcast, Sandy, and you could interview me. I'm always interviewing everybody else, and I never get to talk about how fascinating I am. So this might be your chance. You're welcome to jump on here and join the broadcast. Anybody that's here, that's present in the room, you can click that little invite me to join, and you'll be there. So just make sure you're wearing clothing and you're presentable, and I'll be happy to talk to you. And, there's nothing binding about it. There's no commitment. There's no paperwork to sign. It's pretty casual, actually. But, yes, I'm solo today. But that's fine. I just couldn't line up anybody for this interview today. And I said to Sharon, how about if I just get on and just fill the empty air? I've done it before. I can do it again, I think. I mean, I entertain myself all the time. I mean, I'm out here in the studio and there's a dialogue in my head. I might as well just get it out and voice it sometimes. But so just talking about this commission I'm finishing is to me, when this is done, that means I've reached a certain. It's a level of accomplishment. I mean, I feel like that wraps up the summer. When this commission's done, that means I'm now starting on the fall. There is nothing left over from spring or summer, and I'm really excited to have this commission finished because I just got another commission for a large abstract that's kind of wide open, fairly free form, just kind of somewhat revolving around certain colors I've used in the past. But the client does understand that there's certain things, there's certain paths I'll never go down again. There's certain doors you can only go through once. And these abstracts are specifically that. And I kind of got her on board with being excited with what I'm going to do. And she kind of like hung this carrot over me saying, I'd really like you to get it close to that because I will buy it. Well, I hate to be, led along by money, but, baby needs new shoes. And who am I to turn down a couple of, cash on the barrelhead, so to speak. So, I'm excited to start on that, a 5-foot square, and I get to go a little bit crazy and have fun with, specifically cadmium-free yellow. The painting I did that she really liked, I decided I had all this new non-toxic cadmium-free yellow that I decided early on I couldn't stand. If it's not toxic, it doesn't have the real color. There's some vibrant quality to the highly toxic cadmium yellow that's not there for the Winsor Newton cadmium-free yellow. So I just ordered 2 monster tubes of it that I get to blow out on a 5-foot square canvas and just use them up really fast. And that's kind of like the big jump start to this painting. So I'm kind of excited about that. That'll be happening next week so that it's dry to go to a show in the Hamptons on Labor Day weekend. I, like most artists, will not be in Longs Park, but I'll be in Bridgehampton, and she is in Watermill, which is right next to it, if you're at all familiar with the Hamptons. So I'm excited to have that done. If it's not toxic, it's not the right color. I think that might be one of the things about oil painting, that it's seriously supposed to be harmful for you for it to be good. I mean, just short of sucking on my brushes like Vincent always did, I'm in an enclosed space. I try to air it out. I did stop using turpentine to clean the brushes. I'm using a non-toxic water-based brush cleaner. So I feel like I'm dodging a bullet there, but my mediums are still mixed with linseed oil or stand oil and turpentine, and of course the paint itself is as toxic as the day is long, and who knows what horrible things I'm doing to myself with those heavy metals and all of those chemicals. But that's fine, because what else am I going to be doing with my life other than living in service to pursuing truth and beauty? There's your sound bite. The Hamptons lived right next door to me. God bless Mrs. Hampton. Oh, so you live next door to Mrs. Hampton, the namesake of the Hamptons. No, I've actually gotten to know the East Hampton, Amagansett, Montauk, Sag Harbor really well over the past few years, just doing, I run some events in the Hamptons and then doing other events in the Hamptons, and I've got to know it really well, and there's a vibe to it that it's comfortable. It's something about it just feels great, and and just great pizza. They know pizza in the Hamptons. Fiero's in East Hampton, and a new place, Finney in Amagansett. A little more gourmet pizza, but Fiero's is like New York style, thin crust, just perfect pizza. And I like to spring for pizza for the show, and it's just a lot of fun. And oddly, now this has nothing to do with anything. I personally like anchovies on my pizza. I know a lot of people gag with the whole idea of anchovies. I got one anchovy pizza just because I wanted to make sure I got at least 1, maybe 2 slices of anchovy pizza. And wouldn't you know it, everybody went right for it and ate the whole thing. Now, I kind of thought that nobody liked anchovies on a pizza, but lo and behold, that's what happened. So go figure. I never would have known it, but among artists, there's people that love anchovies hidden in the crowd. So beware. So I realize this isn't the most entertaining broadcast. So you can sketch. You're an artist as well. We'll talk to you. What is it you do? Do you want to? You could join the broadcast if you want. I always see you on here following, and I've never actually met you, or maybe I have met you at a show and didn't realize that that's who you are. So you're welcome to jump on board here. It's pretty simple, or maybe you don't. You go to school online. Okay, so you're studying art online. That would be tough. I mean, I've taught a bunch of different classes, and usually the guidance has to be kind of not a great artist. That's not what's important. It's just that you're doing what you love doing. Milan Art School. That's an online art school. As long as you love what you're doing, and the thing is, with a really good teacher, I learned that you're getting better every day. At the end of the first semester, you're better than you were at the beginning, and every year you're getting better than you ever were. As long as you're staying objective and staying open-minded and being open to learning and not being afraid of the self-critique or of other people critiquing you. Basically, a really good connected class is people that understand the concept of being self-objective and using that self-objectivity when they're critiquing other people's work. So you're being productive. You're not saying, I don't like the subject. You're saying, I'm trying to understand what you're trying to do and then decide, are you successful, or what do I think you might try to achieve that success? And when I'm alone here in the studio, that's what I have to be able to do every day, is that's self-critique, to second-guess everything I'm doing and make sure I'm just doing my best. And I think that a classroom sensibility kind of, everybody keeps sharpening each other by being together like that, which is, that's the biggest thing I got from art school was preparing to talk about your work, and also being prepared to talk about everybody else's work. Like the teacher would stand there and just say, I want you to talk about that person's work. And they had to already have their notes together and approach the work and talk about it objectively. And that really was what we were learning. It wasn't about, handling the materials. It was specifically, how would you critique somebody's work and understand a proper critique, which is what you immediately turn around to use on your own work. My work is beautiful. Well, thank you very much. You're very kind. Sometimes I do things that I really, really like. And sometimes I like, especially with the abstracts, I'll finish a piece and I feel like it's almost bigger than me. Like I don't know how I finished that, which is kind of an interesting thing. I feel like I've done better than I imagined I could have done. But generally, whenever something's finished, I feel like I just stop working on it. I just say it's good enough. Whatever it is I've learned on this, I'll apply what I've learned to the next piece. But this doesn't have to be my final opus. Just make sure it's solid, and that it was a step above whatever you did before, and use that when you move on. You take a class with Barbara Zanelli at Wayne Art Center. Oh, nice. Yeah, I've been to the Wayne Art Center. There was I think I juried a show there. I forget what it was I did there. I did something at the Wayne Art Center like 12 years ago. But good. I mean, that's what's important, is working, with other artists, and you learn a lot of really great things from that. But great. Keep it up. I mean, all of us were beginners, and it's all I've ever done, and it's all I ever thought I would do, and it's all I ever imagined I should be doing. And I never really considered taking anything else seriously other than making art and doing my best, especially after art school. All the tools I learned in art school made it really obvious that it's what I should be doing. But yeah, just keep up the good work. So the Mighty Blue Gill just joined. Welcome to the broadcast here. I'm just filling dead air. We don't have an interviewee scheduled for today, so I'm just jumping on here to talk about the upcoming show. The website has to be updated. If anybody from the board, we are currently accepting applications for our September 2024 show. That's got to be updated. March 11th was the deadline, and the deadline for students was June 9th, June 7th-9th. That doesn't really make sense. Oh, no, that was, deadline for so I don't know, maybe student artists can still apply to the September show. If Sharon's on here or anybody, be sure to chime in and get me up to speed on that. Oh, for student artists, see details. Let's see here. Maybe students still can apply, and that's what you should be doing. You can sketch. Oh, you're very welcome, Mighty Bluegill. You're a student artist. I mean, maybe you're not full-time enrolled, but okay. Maybe it is too late to apply. Well, this doesn't look good. The website hasn't been updated for student applications for September. I'm sure it's already passed. But you should consider applying as a student, or at least asking about it, because, maybe just because you're enrolled in some classes, that's what the Emerging Artist Program should be. And then it's a really great opportunity to just get your work finished to a certain level of completion and getting it on display, which that's also a really good thing. But just not, you're a full-time student, but you're just not there yet. Well, it's real easy to, none of us are really there yet. Like I said, when I finish a painting, I'm just deciding, that's good enough. I need to move on. I have to do something else with my life than just be on this painting. So no painting I finish do I consider to be a masterpiece, even though they're big, they're gorgeous, people buy them, they want to own them, but grand scope of things, you just have to jump in. It's like, I don't know what it's like, but you have to, it's fun, and it's cool to be in the community of other, emerging or student artist exhibitors and see what everybody's doing. And who knows, you might really have fun and decide you want to come back as a professional, because there's no business like show business. And I personally just really enjoy doing the shows. I like being able to look at the calendar and say, oh, it's Thursday, we're leaving tomorrow to go wherever and do another show. Then that's it's a whole thing we do. It's a lot of fun. But you should think about it. I think there's worse things you could do. But let's see if my light likes that electricity. Oh yeah, there you go. And then that's what Barbara said. Yeah, just jump in. Yeah, you should. Just jump in. It's a really good thing to do. I mean, I remember my first show was 1999 in Havre de Grace. I had a ramshackle little booth that was just slapped together, and I sold some paintings, and I won first place in painting, and I, felt loved and embraced and adored. And I kind of felt like, wow, I could get used to this. And then I was in for a rude awakening and realized that you don't get that at every show, and it gets down to brass tacks pretty quickly. And so I just have to figure it out. But Margaret Baker, welcome. I'm just filling dead air here. We don't have we're not interviewing somebody today, and it's not even on the schedule. I don't even know if this is something worth saving. I might. We'll see. I just feel like I'm just just making small talk as though I was like, campaigning for president and really had nothing to campaign on and really nothing to talk about. And I'm just kind of shooting the breeze and talking about, I don't know, a whole lot of nothing. But in the end, that's kind of what it all is. So if anybody has any questions, just go ahead and chime in. I know it's not the most interesting of formats here, but that's fine. We're all friends. Oh, you'll vote for me. Well, thank you for that. Obviously, anybody's qualified anymore. And it's raining even harder. It's kind of exciting because this is fine. It's rain. I'll get to the show and tomorrow to do the setup, and the storm will have passed, and it's going to be a perfect weekend. And that's something about the shows that you wind up spending around the clock outside. You spend more time outside than you ever thought you could. Just like at the end of 2 days, when you get into your truck and you start driving home, you realize you've been outside almost every single hour that you've been awake for the past 2 days. And it's a lot of fun. So Mike Roner, welcome. I'm not interviewing somebody today. However, I am taking questions. So if anybody has any questions, that's why I'm here. I'm just sipping a refreshing beverage and watching the rain here over the forest. It was a lovely day, but it's getting gray and dismal really fast. So I guess if there's nobody has questions, I might be just wrapping this up. I need to get back to this tulips painting, see if I can resolve it. It's not necessarily finishing it, it's resolving it. There's a lot of problems, and the problems need resolutions. That doesn't mean the painting's finished, it just means I've resolved the issues. You missed the deadline for the show, but you're hoping you can make next year. No, there is no chance. Once you miss the deadline, they're pretty solid about that. But we open up the show application almost immediately after the September show is over. So, my advice would be just apply as soon as you can so you don't forget. And then, we do have all these tutorials and videos you can watch on how to make the best application possible, how to photograph your images, and what a good booth shot looks like that we're always offering to help people. And I personally have helped a lot of people. I've told, different exhibitors they're welcome to send images to me, and not that, I can change anything, but I can at least make sure that the images are the best they can be. Because you really you want to get into the show. You'd rather be in it than not be in it. And we have so many applications that we have to have a cutoff time. And so by all means, definitely come to attend the show. It's a really great event, and particularly September in the city is really, really nice. The light's a different angle. There's a different vibe to the whole city. And people always say, should they do the June show or the September show? And there's a totally different energy to the two different shows, plus totally different light. Spring is closer to the solstice than September is, so it's just brighter and it generally is warmer. But there's a certain bittersweet sense to September. You get a real feeling this is the end of the summer, the beginning of the school year, and it's just a cool vibe to the city. And it's also a restaurant weekend. So having to make reservations at restaurants ahead of time if you want to join any of the many fine dining establishments in and around the Rittenhouse Square area. Definitely come to this September show. I don't know where I'm going to be. Apparently all the board members are going to be moved from whatever corner they were on to a different corner. So I'm thinking I'd like to be on 18th and South Rittenhouse, whereas right now I'm on 18th and West Rittenhouse, the complete opposite corner I just like the light there. But we'll see. I'm not sure what's going to happen or where I'm going to be, but as long as I'm in the show, it'll be great. So that'll be exciting. Looking forward to the show this year. It just I think it'll be the 24th year of me doing this show. It's always exciting. I mean, Philadelphia is just such a wonderful city, and that's like the perfect view of the city is Rittenhouse Square Park, and really looking forward to being there. But so you can sketch. Wow. Yeah, So do you come to the show? You can sketch because you should, and you've been just following the live the 5 o'clock lives for a long time now, and you should be coming to the show and see what it's all about. I always have a fun time broadcasting, doing this 5 o'clock club on Thursday during setup for the show. It's a lot of fun just walking the show and seeing all of the artists. I know like probably half of the artists really well and half of what's left a little bit. It's just fun just running that one lap around the park and seeing everybody setting up and just seeing their new work. And that might even be the only time I get to see it all weekend because I'm stuck at my booth and can't really walk that much. But it's always a lot of fun. So looking forward to that. Honey Pooch. Welcome to the broadcast, Honey Pooch. I'm not interviewing somebody today. This is just me solo, interviewing myself, so to speak. Just kind of talking to myself and just going on and just filling a whole lot of dead air and just pretending that it doesn't really even matter. So it's kind of, you'll talk to your husband, you're afraid to go anywhere since 2020. If you're outside, the odds of being close to anybody else for any reason are really, really slim. I don't want to get sick, and a lot of people get sick, and I don't think it's a good enough reason to not come to the show. But whatever you feel safe doing. I don't want to drag you out into any place you don't feel safe, but that's the good thing about the outdoor shows, that they were the outdoor events that first started running, even at the end of 21. We started doing shows again. I'm trying to think, at the end of 2020, I don't know if I started doing shows. I think the very end I might have, or no, I think all the shows actually were interrupted for a time. But, the outdoor shows were one of the first activities that started up again just because they were outside. And, you really should see it. Yeah, you got to get over it. Do whatever you feel safe about. Some people are, health compromised and, and do have to be careful and, but aside from that, I've never felt that there was a threatening situation being at the show. Even with the homeless people and the young people hanging out in the center, the city has, it's a real sense of community and everybody just gets along. It's just real, and then that's what the park was designed for. I was just reading a thing about the Friends of Rittenhouse, and they said that way back in the 70s is when the hippies and the artists and all of the outsiders would gather and have a common place to relax. And it's kind of funny. That's really what it is now, too, that, you see all kinds of people. Everybody in the city uses it as their living room. You'll see them just dozing off in a park bench or reading or sitting on their laptops or just being together and staring into space, or people just sitting there and with their dogs staring at each other, and just, it really is like an extension of everybody's living room. And it's quite a gem to have something like that in Philadelphia city. So hello, Mantra Home Art. Welcome to the broadcast. This is just me just talking to myself today. kind of a nice exercise in how much dead air can I fill. But, honestly, I could just go on and on. I'm looking outside, the weather's miserable, the light's just turning so just dull and gray. I can't imagine I'm going to get a whole lot of painting done, but I have to give it my best because I have to have this painting finished today because I'm leaving tomorrow. And I keep promising my wife that we'll leave really early, but we'll see if that happens. I need to get some pieces framed because I'm endlessly optimistic that everything I have will sell, and I'll need some of the paintings that I still have in the studio that aren't even in frames yet. Because that's kind of what keeps me going, is terminal optimism. So this coming weekend, as I had mentioned before, I'll be at the Rehoboth Beach Outdoor Art Show put on by the Rehoboth Art League in Henlopen Acres. This is the second weekend. This show is actually 2 weekends. Last weekend was the first, and this weekend is the second and final weekend of the show. So I left my tent and panels and whole display system set up there, and all of my work is locked in one of the buildings. And I'll go back tomorrow, and there'll probably be dirt sprayed up on the walls. But beyond that, it should be fine just to hang all the work again and jump right back into doing the show. So I'm excited about that. I'm kind of endlessly excited about almost everything, except for this commission that I need to finish. I just want to get it finished. But that's fine. I'm kind of excited about having it finished, too. Yeah, so I guess I'm pretty excited about just about everything. Yeah, terminally excited. What else am I going to do, So it's all good. Anyway, I think I'm going to close this up here. Thank you for sitting with me. You can sketch too. And everybody that stopped in and visited. And Honey Pooch, endlessly terminally optimistic. Mike Roner, yes, hope to see you at the show as well. I'll be on one of the corners. Walk up, say hello. Say you saw me on TV. As seen on TV, it's David Oleski, broadcasting live from the home office in West Chester, Pennsylvania, where the sun is always shining, unless it's not, and then it's just dark. For the Rittenhouse Square Fine Art Show, 5 o'clock club, live. So thank you all, and yes, you have a great evening. You all have a great evening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the funny papers.